Today I want to talk to you a little bit about MRI scanning and why it's important for people with MS, why people with MS tend to have quite a few MRI scans. Reason being is because I had my annual MRI scan today, which is, well, I had to get up really early. It's actually a Saturday. Yes, my MRI scan was on a Saturday. I had to go to the hospital on a Saturday, and it involved me having to get up very early because they gave me quite an early appointment. Hence the massive bags under my eyes, so I do apologise for that. And yeah, so I thought it would be quite a good time to be to talk a little bit about MRI scans. Now, MRI stands for magnetic resonance imaging, and in people with MS, the reason why they have MRI scans is that the scanner it produces images of slices through the body, and it can show the damage, the lesions, the scarring that occurs in the brain and the spinal cord as a result of demyelination, which is where the myelin sheath, which is the protective covering of the nerves, where that gets damaged in MS. And so often it's used as a diagnostic tool. Most people who are diagnosed with MS will have had an MRI scan, and then it can also be used to monitor people who have MS, because sometimes you can have all these lesions occurring, and if they're deep enough within the brain, or sometimes if you're presenting very mild symptoms and you don't actually think it's anything to do with your MS, it can show that actually it is, because you'll have new lesions. So what happens when you have an MRI scan? Well, first of all, you have to come prepared, because an MRI scanner is basically this massive tubular magnet, and then there's a bed which slides into the scanner itself. And because it's a magnet, it means that you can't have anything metal on you, so you have to be very careful. You have to remember all your clothes, none of them can have metal on. You can't wear jewelry. So today you can see my scanning outfit. I have these clothes which I almost always wear when I go for an MRI scan. So I've got joggers and I've got metal-free tops. I'm wearing a soft sports bra, because often people forget that obviously you might have underwiring in your bra, or you've got the bra hooks which are metal. So you can't have anything with zips or hooks or metal poppers or anything like that. And also no makeup either, again, which is the reason you can see my really terrible bags at the moment. And also, things like, I always try and avoid putting things like hair products in, especially because obviously they're going to be doing your brain. And yeah, so you go there and you're all prepared and everything. I have a normal MRI scan, and then I have a gadolinium-enhanced scan. So first of all, they'll do the normal scan, and then what they'll do is they'll inject you with this dye. It's called a gadolinium dye, and it's a contrast agent. So what this does is it enhances the images in the scan, and it can help differentiate between active MS lesions and older scarring. And the way that they administered the dye is they put a cannula into your vein, which is sort of the things when you, like, for example, you have a drip in the hospital. It's the thing that they stick in, and then after you've had the first scan done, then they will then inject the dye, and then you will have another scan done. Now altogether, so today I just had my brain scanned. So when I was actually in the scanner, they had to put a cage over my face just to make sure that everything was completely still, because if you move around then the images can be blurry. Altogether it took about 40 minutes. So the first scan without the dye, that was quicker. I would have said that was probably about 15 minutes, and then the rest of the time it was in the scanner. I don't mind the scanners, to be honest. I know some people can find it claustrophobic, I don't have an issue with that. Sometimes I don't like having the cage over my face, just because it feels rather strange and a bit weird. But I don't mind going into the scanner itself. It is noisy, so they give you headphones. Depending on the hospital, sometimes you'll have music playing through the headphones. I didn't today, so sometimes I just try and make up like my own music to the bangs and the whirring of the machine. I do find it cold in there though, and I don't know why. I just always do. So I always make sure that I wear quite warm clothes. But yeah, like I said, I don't mind the scans at all, and actually I sometimes just end up falling asleep in there if they're long enough, because so today, like I said, I only had my brain done, but so when you have MS, often they will also scan your spine. I didn't have that done today. If your spine's scanned, it obviously takes much longer because you're having more parts of the body scanned. And then that's it. Then your scan's finished, and they take the cannula out and give you a nice you'll be able to see a nice little, oh no, that's not the way to do it, plaster on your arm. And then you're sent on the way home, and then the radiologist will produce the report. They do normally check the images just to make sure that they're okay before you're sent home, so that they don't have to call you in to do it again, which I have had to do actually once because the images weren't clear enough, so I had to go back. And then so the radiologist will do the report, and then I will see my neurologist, and we'll see whether there's been any changes to my MRI since the one that happened last year. They'll compare the two to see if there's any new lesions. If there are, it will show that my MS is active, in which case that will have an impact on my treatment decisions. If there aren't, then then obviously that's good news, because it means that the MS is being kept at bay. Yay! I hope you found that informative. Do comment. I will put some links to the various MS charity information pages about MRI scanning and all of that as well, just for your information. But yeah, do comment, do share. I think it's really important that people understand what the kinds of diagnostic processes are and the monitoring processes that people can go through if you have MS. So the more people that see this video, the better.